Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Yeah, the old clock says it's 5 o'clock. Beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, I do appreciate you stopping by. Today's beer comes from Firestone Walker. They're out in Paso Robles, California. This is their 2016 Velvet Merkin. And when I went to the sites here to get everything ready, Beer Advocate has this listed at a 7.8%, and different batches probably have different ABVs. The 2016, according to the label, is an 8.5%. So a lot of times Untapped has the correct years, and I have this, and it has it listed as the 2016 because they realize that different batches, different years have different ABVs and all that. So I've got the 2016 pulled up there, and it does have 8.5%. I wish Beer Advocate would differentiate instead of clumping them all into the same category, guys, because they're different. The ABV is different. There's a difference between a 7% and an 8%. So they have this one listed as 33 IBUs. Commercial description there said this is 100% bourbon barrel aged version of Velvet Merlin. So the Merlin is not barrel aged, and the Merkin is barrel aged. So that's the difference between those two beers. And this is a big 22-ounce bomber. We've got the date, we've got the ABV, and we've got the IBUs. So that's all we need to talk about. So let's stop talking. And this thing's got like a wine seal thing on the top of it here that's shrunk wrap onto the top of the bottle, and it opens just like a lot of wine bottles that don't have corks, and has this wrap. This little string comes off, and then sometimes this will pop off the top where you can get it off like that. It all comes off fairly easy. Well, and there's the cap for the top, so now you can get your opener underneath of it, and it's not like a bunch of silly wax or oil that's glued on tight like Avery does theirs. Oh, a real nice hiss on that. A little bit of smoke coming out. So let's get it into the glass, and we're gonna, it's not a huge beer at 8%, not like a 12 or 14%. So we're going to pour it fairly aggressive and see what happens here. It's not super pitch black coming out of the bottle. Looks like a lot like cola. Couldn't get it all in there, and I'm not going to try. I'm going to give the other half a little bit of that. It's about this much down in the bottle. Not much of a head, about 1/8 of an inch. Over into the light, guys. I can see light through the thin part of the glass here. So to me, honestly, it looks like a porter instead of a stout. Just the characteristics that I'd notice. A lot of the porters are a little bit, well, I don't say they're opaque, but a lot of times you see some red rubiness or mahogany light through the thin part of the glass, which is what I am seeing here. I can see through the thin part. So it's not super pitch black like a lot of stouts are. So to the nose we go. Nice bourbon notes, and I don't know if I mentioned, but this comes from my brother Rico. So Rico, thanks again, my brother. Nice bourbon notes, rich roasted malt, hints of molasses, maybe a slight hint, very subtle, bittersweet chocolate. The bourbon notes are there. That's what I'm looking for in a bourbon barrel aged beer. Be able to smell it, be able to taste it, because you're paying a premium price for it to be sitting in those bourbon barrels. Smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Very, very pleasant, guys. Very nice. Firestone Walker does some outstanding beers, guys. They really do. Right off the top of my head, I don't think they make a bad beer. Very tasty. Slight hint of some vanilla, some woodiness, maybe a little bit of coconut from the barrel aging. A very pleasant beer. Alcohol is very well hidden, and like I've told you before, a lot of people mistake the bourbon barrel notes as alcohol. Oh, it smells like bourbon. That's boozy. No, that's not. That smells like bourbon. It's not boozy, because the booziness comes from alcohol content that's not very well made. So you shouldn't say it's boozy because it smells like bourbon. There are two different things. So, well, let's right out of the fridge. 40 degrees. Let's pour her a glass and sip on this one. Let it come up to room temperature, and we'll see where it ends up. All right, guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it about an hour. Not as creamy as I was hoping it to be, being done with oatmeal. It is a very pleasant beer. It's very well made. Like I said earlier, that Firestone Walkers produces some awesome beers. This is not quite to the outstanding category in my opinion, but it is very well made. Alcohol super well hidden. The bourbon notes are there. The vintage is there. The ABV is there. We got the IBUs on it. Very nice beer. If you can get Firestone Walker beers in your area, and they got a wide distribution, you already pick it up if you like this style of beer. This is a very pleasant beer. Being a bomber, though, and being bourbon barrel aged on top of that, it's probably not a cheap beer to buy. But it is a very nice beer. So let's do the final chug on this one. Nice roasted malt characteristics, nice bourbon notes on it. To me, it's a little thin for an imperial stout. It doesn't have the mouthfeel that I was expecting or hoping for, but it is still a very tasty beer. Very easy drinking for an 8.5%er. Very pleasant. Guys, I'm going to give this an A, right down the middle of the A category. 95 for me. Over to Beer Advocate. They have 4.28, which is also in their A category also. They're calling it outstanding. I would agree with that. Not world class, but a very, very tasty beer. And final check-in, we're running over to Untapped, and they have it at 4.24, which is also in their A category, just barely, but it's there. So it's unanimous. It's an A beer. Definitely worth picking up if you like a bourbon barrel imperial stout. Very pleasant. Very pleasant. Rico, I don't know if he told me that. I couldn't find it in the paperwork. Well, he sent notes on this one, so evidently I've had it for a while. But it is a tasty beer. So if you've had this one, guys, let me know what you think. The 2016 version of their Velvet Merkin. Let me know. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.